Yo, what's going on? Look, I'm gonna tell you why I'ma never smoke weed again, yeah? Because there's several reasons why I never smoke weed again. The main reason is because I don't like it. Simply because I don't like the feeling of being high. I stopped liking it. When I first started smoking weed, obviously I liked it. It was fun, had no responsibilities, gave me the munchies, used to bust joke with my friends. Like, it was fun. You know what I'm saying? When you first start smoking weed, it's fun. But then as time goes, it stops becoming fun. You know what I'm saying? It starts affecting you negatively. The longer you smoke weed, the more you start to experience the negative effects. Because when you first start smoking weed, you don't get the negative effects. You only get the positive ones. You know what I'm saying? Most people, yeah, there are some people out there who smoke weed for the first time and they start bugging out. Like, I remember there was one nigga I used to chill with back in the day. First time he smoked weed, he was bugging out. Like, the first time he smoked weed, he white-eyed. You know what I'm saying? So he had a bad experience. But most people have great experiences when they first smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? That's why they turn into regular weed smokers. But this one guy, he had a bad experience. I think I can't even remember if he smoked weed again. But yeah, he had a bad experience. So obviously, most people, like I said, most people have good experiences when they first smoke weed. That's how they become regular weed smokers. And I was smoking through my teens from the age of 14 to 16. Had great times. But then when I hit the age of 17, I already knew by that point, shit, weed I'm getting the negative effects now. But the negative effects weren't outweighing the positives at that moment yet. You know what I'm saying? So as I went into my early 20s, I started to get a lot of negative effects. I started to realize, okay, this is slowing me down. This is stopping me from reaching my full potential. This is like making me lazy, making me anxious, shy. You know what I'm saying? But then I eventually stopped smoking weed at 26. But that's one of the main reasons why I never smoke weed again, is because obviously it's not enjoyable. I don't like it. It ruins my potential. It makes me anxious. That's a big one as well. It makes me just think about the future and get anxious. Like, when you think about your future, you should think of it as something to look forward to. But if you're smoking weed and you're getting anxious, that's a big sign you need to stop. And that's what was happening to me. Like, I would overthink. I would overthink and underact. So I wouldn't take action, but I would overthink a lot. You know what I'm saying? And even when I'm sober, I'm still an overthinker. I still think a lot. But when you're high, I think a lot and then I don't take action. At least when I'm sober, I can take action upon what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm getting high all day, I don't want to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, my motivation is low. I just want to play video games. I want to do what I want to do, not what I need to do. Like, that's the thing. When I would smoke weed, I would only do things I want to do. I would never do what I actually need to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are people out there who can get all their tasks done when they smoke weed. There are people who can just go to the gym and smoke weed. There are people who can go to work, smoke weed, study and smoke weed. There's a lot of people who can do that. But for me personally, I couldn't get active smoking weed. Like, I just wanted to stay hidden and not be outside, not be in public, not socialize. You know what I'm saying? That's how weed made me personally. It's not the same for everybody. It's not the same for everybody. And my videos are aimed at people who actually want to quit, because a lot of people watch my videos and they're like, oh, weed doesn't make me feel like that. Like, I understand, if weed doesn't make you feel negative, then continue to smoke weed. My videos ain't aimed at you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's different. But if you're somebody who wants to quit and you need help quitting, my videos are for you, and I can help you if you just reach out to me on Instagram, message me. I'm always here to help you. Like, I've not smoked weed since 2020. In 2023, I smoked weed for 4 days straight. For 4 days I smoked weed, but I don't even count that. But I officially stopped in 2020. So another reason why I quit smoking weed, made me paranoid. It made me paranoid, and that kind of falls under the same category as being anxious. It just made me paranoid, made me everywhere I went, everyone I spoke to, I just couldn't fully be myself because I was under the influence. I was high, and I would think the worst of every situation. Like, anything that would happen, I would think the worst. And that's how weed made me. It just made me paranoid, made me like just look over my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Made me cancel plans, cancel dates. You know what I mean? That's how it made me. And it makes a lot of people like that as well. Some people don't get paranoid. Some people say they get energy when they smoke weed, which is the biggest lie. But yeah, it made me paranoid. It drained my energy. It made me demotivated. I didn't want to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like like I said, all I wanted to do was what I wanted to do, not what I needed to do. You know what I mean? I'm a guy, I can't stay focused when I'm high. You know what I'm saying? I can't get focused. When I'm sober, I perform my best when I'm sober. And the thing is I've built a life where weed doesn't fit into it. You know what I'm saying? If you actually want to quit weed, you have to build a life where weed doesn't fit into your life, because it's too much of an obstruction. It gets in the way too much. You know what I mean? Weed, if I started smoking weed right now again, my life would just, like, my life will go down fast. You know what I'm saying? Imagine me, I was smoking weed. Imagine I started smoking weed every day again. My life would, I wouldn't be getting on camera like this. I would not be getting on camera speaking my mind. I would be too shy. I would be too nervous. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, a lot of people don't realize, matter of fact, a lot of people realize years and years into heavy smoking that it's no good for him. Luckily, I learned quickly. I learned within the first 2 years. No, sorry, I learned within the first year of heavy smoking, from the age of 16 to 17. I learned within the first year of heavy smoking, this is no good for me. But some people realize like 20 years into smoking, oh shit, weed is no good for me. It's been slowing me down. I'm like, how did it take you 20 years to realize weed is no good for you? You know what I'm saying? But because I've always been a guy who's been ambitious, and I've always had goals from a young kid, I've always wanted to be somebody, you know what I'm saying? I've always wanted to have an impact on people's lives. I knew from early, okay, I'm not gonna have an impact on people's lives if I'm getting high every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have the negative impact on people's lives. I don't want to be that bad example. You know what I'm saying? If I'm smoking weed all day, I'm gonna be that bad example where people look at and point at me and say, yo, don't be like him, don't be like that guy. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be the good example where people look at and they're like, where people point at and they're like, I want to be like him. Like, I want to be a good example in life, not a bad one. You know what I mean? And I knew if I continue smoking weed, I'm going to be the bad example. It's going to make me miserable. And that's another reason why I quit smoking weed, is because it just made me miserable. It made me angry. It turned me into a dark person. You know what I'm saying? It turned me into a dark person where when I would meet people for the first time, I would just instantly not like them. I just wouldn't like them, and I would have to find a reason to like them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it just made me antisocial. That's another big one. It made me super antisocial. Like, super antisocial. Like, I would only want to be around people who are smoking weed. If you wasn't smoking weed and you was around me, I would be like, why are you around me? Like, I'll be out on the block chilling with 15 man, 20 man. And when someone would come around who's not high, I would be like, why are you here? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, why are you here with us? You're not even smoking. You know what I mean? So it made me antisocial, made me only want to be around the smokers, made me only want to go to places where weed is at. You know what I mean? And I tried to quit smoking so many times. Like, I've said it in plenty of my videos. I tried to quit smoking 1,000 times. There was times where I tried to quit multiple times in the day, like 3-4 times in the same day. I tried to quit smoking. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, I failed every time. I failed every time. And I would say, okay, do you know what? This is going to be the last day of smoking weed. And I would throw away all my Rizlas, all my essentials. I would throw everything away. And then I would wake up the next morning like, I'm not smoking, I'm not smoking. But then when after 2 or 3 hours of being awake, I'm like, okay, like, I want to get high. You know what I'm saying? And then I would go and buy the Rizlas, go and get the grinders again, go and buy more cigarettes. And I ripped them up the night before, threw them away. Like, oh, I can't touch them now, can't get access to them now. They're all ripped up in the bin. Sometimes I'll go to the bin and pick out the chip. You know what I'm saying? Pick out the chip, and because I don't want to buy more cigarettes. So I'll go and buy more weed, and then I'm like, I don't want to buy more cigarettes, but I've already crushed them up in the bin. I'll go and pick the chip out of the bin because I don't want to spend another £5-10 on cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, the amount of times I just threw away equipment and then went and bought it again. You know what I'm saying? The amount of times I fucking just said to myself, I'm never going to smoke again, and I would go and buy a draw the next day, sometimes even the same day. The amount of times it was a Monday morning and I was like, I'm a fresh new man, never smoking again. And then I'll go and buy a draw midday. You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of people have been through that. A lot of people have done the same thing. And look, if you want to quit smoking, you can't keep trying to quit. You actually, like I say all the time, you have to shift your mindset on it. You know what I'm saying? You have to shift your mindset on it and realize the damage it's causing to your life and to your health, and shift your mindset to the point where you don't want to smoke. Because if you want to smoke, you're gonna smoke. You're gonna give yourself that reason to smoke. You have to not want to smoke. You know what I'm saying? That's the trick to it. Because if you keep trying, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. You know what I'm saying? So you have to not want to smoke. You have to build a life to where weed doesn't fit into it. That's what you have to do. Look, if you're struggling with weed, you need someone to hold you accountable, you have bad habits you want to break, you know what I'm saying, just message me on Instagram at Johnny Cherry, JOHNNYCHERRY_. Message me, we can discuss your situation. I can help you.